All I did was come to the platform, say, this is what I want to help people do. I'm going to learn how to make good content. And I'm going to take the things that have worked for other people and repurpose them for myself. So if your content isn't blending in, it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel like viral content, it is not going to go anywhere. If you're posting content the way you would post to a Snapchat story or an Instagram page or a Facebook page, it's not going to work. These are strangers here. You have to tell them why you're here, and you have to give them a reason to interact with your content. The people who follow you for you are going to be a very small percent of the people who follow you for the content you create. So if you get more people to follow you for the content you create, you will naturally have more people following you for who you are. Right, if you're super tired of coming on here, seeing people blow up, making random content, and then you post content and it just goes absolutely nowhere. You feel like the algorithm hates you or it's against you, maybe there's something wrong with your account, and you don't even really want to look at your content because it could be a million different things, and it's hard enough to create content already without feeling bad about it. I'm going to show you exactly how to break out of the slump that you're in content and the way you feel about it, so you can start getting consistently more views, so you can actually start using social media for the way that you want to use it for, whether that's getting brand deals or coaching and traveling like what I do. Right now, I'm on a 2-week trip to New York because I just make content and I work maybe 4 hours a day. If you haven't met, my name is Levi. I've been helping people with content for the past 3 years. Drop a follow so you don't lose me. All right, the first thing you need to understand is that random content does go viral, yes, but random content does not consistently go viral. So when you see a post that looks like it took like 2 minutes for somebody to throw up and you go check their page, 90% of the time, the surrounding posts that they have do not have that same level of engagement. And so you're here thinking to yourself, they just posted randomly, they went viral, and I'm working really hard and I can't, right? Because your content is actually designed to help you do something, and you know it. And so don't put yourself on the same level as those meme pages or those random pages. You're a different type of creator. The next tip I have for you is, instead of taking a step back and thinking about your content and trying to feel better, I want you to take 5 steps forward, and instead of posting 1 to 2 times a day, start posting 10 times a day. What this actually does for you is it makes it way easier to post content, because now in your mind, anything can be content, instead of, you having to sit down and craft a content idea. And if a content idea flops, you were already expecting it, and it doesn't hurt you. And so it is a lot easier for you to put content out, because now, instead of it being 1 out of 2 posts that has to perform well, it's only maybe 1 out of 10 posts, right? And so it hurts a lot less to post content, and you have a higher chance of your post doing well because you are cycling through a crap ton of ideas as opposed to sitting down and maybe making 1 or 2 ideas. Trust me, it's not about the way you make the post as much as it is about what the post is about. The way you make the post is important. Yeah, like I have lighting at a very specific place. I put my text in very specific places. I make my videos a very specific way. But the way I came to know how to do these things was by volume. I made a crap ton of content, and some stuff worked and some stuff didn't. And I took the stuff that worked and I left the stuff that didn't. The last tip I have for you, talk to a trusted friend, right? And ideally a friend who's a creator. Talk to someone who is making content already, who's there already. Get their perspective on your content. Because if you just try to get the perspective of your friends around you who don't know anything about content, they're not really going to help you or support you or give you more motivation. And when they do, you won't really be able to trust it. If they say, post more content, like, you're fine, you're not going to trust them, because how do they know what good content is? So get the perspective of someone who is already making content. Get them to push you to make more content. Trust what they have to say, and it'll be so much easier for you to put content out if you're talking to someone who is where you want to go. Now, if you want my help, I will help you one-on-one figure out exactly what to post, and I will follow up with you and make sure that you are posting the right content. We'll review your content so that you don't make the same mistakes over and over again, and so that your posts actually have a good chance of going viral. Link to apply is in my bio. If you are under 10,000 followers, this is exactly how you can solve the low views problem. And instead of getting 100 to 200, maybe 300 views per video, start getting more like 5,000 to 10,000. And occasionally 100,000, and then you get your first million view video. If we haven't met, my name is Levi. This is part 2 of solving low views on TikTok. Go ahead and drop a follow so you don't lose me. Let's get into it. And this isn't going to be your typical TikTok guru advice like engage from the bottom up or change this account setting. In order to solve low views, you actually have to make better content, and this is how we're going to do it. First thing I have to ask you is, does your content stand alone? So if I was to take you out of the equation entirely, does your page look like the type of page that would deserve to go viral on TikTok? Because I see a lot of you out there who are posting content like it is Snapchat or Facebook, assuming that people know who you are. They don't, and will follow you because you are showing who you are. They won't. TikTok is a place where strangers come to watch your content. You have to make it relevant to the stranger if you want to get more than the 200 views you've been getting so far. So if you post content like people already know who you are, like you're posting to your family or friends, it's not going to work. I'm gonna plug the Creator Clarity program here real quick, because I've been helping creators for the past 3 years. I will help you figure out exactly what to post and make it go viral. All right, and the most important thing I can tell you, if you want to get past 200 views to 10,000, 20,000, you need to understand the platform. platform nuances. If you make content that doesn't respect the nuances of the platform, people are going to scroll right past it. Your video is going to have no chance at all. An example here would be putting really big text on the screen, right, to where it just looks unclassy, trashy, right, uncomfortable for the viewers. Another example would be using animated captions that you just don't see anywhere else on the platform. Another example would be putting a weird filter on your content, being like too high up or too low or too close to the camera to where it just feels uncomfortable, or too far away in some cases. There are so many of these nuances that people use to predict whether content is going to do well or not. If somebody comes across a piece of content that isn't nuanced, they will scroll almost immediately, because content that isn't nuanced and doesn't respect the platform standards is content you can already automatically predict is not going to have any value. People have a taste for viral content because they consume so much content day by day. And so if your content doesn't blend in with other viral content and it doesn't respect those nuances, people are going to scroll right past it. One of the best ways to pick up these nuances is to collect a list of 10 to 20 different creators. This is something we do in my program as well, and figure out exactly what type of content they are making, what it looks like, how it feels, and then replicate that content, replicate the size of the text, replicate your positioning inside of the content, all of those things, as many things as you can, and just get a feel for what is working on TikTok versus what's not. Just knowing the nuances themselves can take your content out of the 200 view range. The same piece of content that's posted with better captions, better lighting, etc., can get 10,000 views as opposed to the 200 it was getting, because it just feels better to the viewer. These can be a hard thing to learn, and it can take time and experience. If you want my help, I will look exactly at your content and tell you exactly what to stop doing and what to start doing. Just click the link in my bio and we'll go. If you are getting 200 views and 7 likes on every single video you post, I need to tell you to stop focusing on the brand. Because I see people out here, they be making content and it's true and it's got their life experiences in it and it is helpful to other people, but they've got this weird caption effect on it, or these captions you don't see anywhere else on TikTok. Bold animated captions that are massive and take up half the screen. Small ones that look like a little kid added them. Listen, your branding is not going to save you. People are not going to follow you because of your brand. Well, Levi, this guy that I know has some really nice branding on his post and people follow him. Yeah, but you're making content and you're trying to brand it and people are not following you. The issue here is that your messaging is not on point. People watch around 30,000 TikTok videos every single year. They have learned to look past, oh, that's a fancy font. They don't care if you animate things to make yourself stand out. They know that the special effects you add, post-edit, stickers and things like that you add are just things that you are using to try to trick them into watching your content. They know that. And so when you see those animated Hormozy captions on your content, on somebody else's content, it just makes you want to scroll away even fast. It's like when somebody puts a black and white effect on their video. You know that they put the black and white effect on because they don't like the way they look. And so they're trying to make it work, and you scroll past the video because you know that it's just not going to be a good video. So the number one thing I tell people when they come to work with me, if they've got any of these weird branding or weird fonts or anything like that, I say, take it off, make it look like every single other creator out there. You want to blend in. You don't want to stand out.